All right, so this is going to be a Costco sale item review of this Foster Farms fresh young turkey. This is a Tom turkey, so it's a male turkey. Most of them were in the 20 pound or so, or $20 or so range. As you can see, this one was under 17. Everyone was $10 off. If you get the hen version, the female turkey, it's only $5 off. Usually those are smaller turkeys as well, so with this discount at the price I got it, it's about 40 cents a pound. If you were to get the other ones, the larger ones, the price varies, of course, because of the weight. So I think probably like 40 to 50 cents a pound ish. All right. Anyways, here you go. Foster Farms, serving families since 1939. This was purchased November 30th, so I took a while to review it. Hopefully it's still okay. It does say to use or freeze by December 9th, 2024, and it is December 9th right now. So I'm doing it just in time. Fresh and natural, no added hormones or steroids used in turkey. Always fresh and natural. I'm not going to be cooking this right now. I'm just going to open it to show you guys the turkey inside. It's just turkey, a plain turkey, okay? Tender and meaty. Giblets included, however you pronounce it. I think it's giblets. All right. Inspected USDA grade A. Keep refrigerated. May contain up to 9% retained water. Minimally processed, no artificial ingredients. And federal regulations do not permit the use of hormone or steroids in poultry. All right. So here we go. Fresh and natural, Foster Farms. Oreo, you're not allowed to eat this. Hold on, let me move Oreo so he doesn't like interfere the whole time. He might start licking it. I don't want that to happen. All right, I'm back. So fresh and natural, Foster Farms. Okay, since 1939, Foster Farms has been committed to producing only the best quality poultry for you. For you and your family. It is the attention to detail that makes your Foster Farms turkey taste so great. Always natural, always fresh. All right. From our kitchen, discover great recipes. Okay, so they have their website, fosterfarms.com, and a QR code there, I guess, if you want to look for more recipes. Okay, easy cooking instructions. So this is if you were baking the whole turkey. I'm just going to use it and cook it like chicken. I'm going to chop it up and I'm going to portion it out and then save it for later to cook. All right. Preheat oven 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove turkey from bag. Release legs of turkey from plastic holder by pulling loop down away from legs and then pull each leg up one at a time. It's not necessary to remove the holder from turkey for roasting, so you can actually leave the plastic thing in there. You just remove the legs so that they're not like twisted like this, so they're just out. Okay. But you can remove it if you want. Remove giblets and neck. All right. Drain juices and pat dry with clean paper towels. If desired, place stuffing in turkey just before roasting. Replace legs into holder. Oh, so you do put it back together. All right. Brush turkey with vegetable oil. Place turkey breast side up on a rack in a shallow roasting pan 2 to 2.5 inches deep. Roast at 325 degrees Fahrenheit according to the chart. Cooking times are approximate. Begin checking for doneness 1 hour before. All right, at 325 degrees Fahrenheit according to the chart. Cooking times are begin checking for doneness 1 hour before end of suggested roasting time. When turkey is golden brown, cover loosely with foil tent to prevent over browning. Turkey is done when a meat thermometer reaches 180 degrees Fahrenheit in the deepest part of the thigh muscle. All right, insert thermometer between the thigh and the breast, just beyond the lower part of the thigh bone, making sure thermometer does not touch any part of the bone. Stuffing, if cooked in the turkey, takes longer to cook. Stuffing is done when it reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, as verified with a meat thermometer. And then it says allow 20 minutes standing time before carving. All right, approximate cooking times, 325 degree Fahrenheit oven, 8 to 12 pounds, 2 3/4 to 3 hours. 12 to 14 pounds, 3 to 3 3/4 hours, 14 to 18 pounds, 3 3/4 to 4 1/4 hours, 18 to 20 pounds, 4 1/4 to 4 1/4 to 4.5 hours, and then 20 to 24 pounds, 4.5 to 5 hours. So, all right, that's a long time to bake this. So yeah, storing instructions: store an original unopened package under refrigeration, 40 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. Okay, product should be cooked or frozen by stated use or freeze by date shown on the package. Our promise to you: if you're not satisfied with our turkey, we'll promptly replace your purchase. Simply return this label with the reason and proof of purchase to Foster Farms. Okay, so they just want the label. You don't even need the whole turkey. You're just mailing this label thing to them. So if you have any questions or comments, contact them at their phone number, right? And then you also have their address and their website. Okay, so you would ship this to their address here. You can probably just put in an envelope, right? Cook to at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Cook all meats thoroughly. Cook to a safe internal temperature of at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Always use a meat thermometer to determine the temperature. Do not rely solely on suggested cooking times. Cooking appliances vary in temperature, and cooking times are a guide only. Safe handling instructions. This product was prepared from inspected and passed meat and or poultry. Some food products may contain bacteria that could cause illness if the product is mishandled or cooked improperly. For your protection, follow these safe handling instructions. Keep refrigerated or frozen, thaw in refrigerator or microwave. Keep raw meat and poultry separate from other foods. Wash working surfaces, including cutting boards, utensils, and hands after touching raw meat or poultry. Cook thoroughly. Keep hot foods hot. Refrigerate leftovers immediately or discard. Nutrition facts, all right. 4 ounces, 112 grams is 160 calories, 7 grams of fat, 9%, 1.5 grams saturated fat, 8%, 80 milligrams of cholesterol, 27%, 125 milligrams of sodium, 5%, and yeah, 24 grams of protein. You got 1 milligram of iron, 6%, and 250 milligrams of potassium, 6%. Obviously, it depends what part of the meat you eat. If you're eating the breast meat versus the dark meat versus the skin versus other stuff like the giblets and stuff, then it's going to be different. Anyways, I'm going to move this to the sink so we can cut this open because I don't want to spill this everywhere. Let's go over there, and I'll see you there. All right, we're here at the sink. I know this knife is meant for cutting tuna, but let's just mess around with it and see. Okay, I gotta be careful here. I don't want to slice myself. Okay, there we go. I already washed down the whole sink, so it's all clean. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just let the turkey fall into the sink. It's fine. All right. The thing is, I hope we don't. Actually, I should cut this whole thing to make it easier, huh? Okay, there we go. All right, again, I'm gonna cut this all into little pieces so that way I can just cook it like chicken. So we got all this water juices in there. We're gonna get that out. Okay, you see the legs are held in here. So they said to like pull down on it and then you can move the legs out. And then that way you can get to the center. The center does have the neck. This is the neck, okay? Don't have a dirty mind, that's the neck. All right, and then there's just the liquid in there. So they put the neck there, and then usually the giblets are under the neck flap of the meat. So here you go. This is where the neck connected. Okay, and yeah, is that here? So you have this baggie of the giblets. If you've never cooked a turkey before, hopefully you saw this to see how to get that out, because you don't want to bake it in this paper bag. I mean, it's probably okay if you did, but you're not supposed to, right? So there's that. That's the neck. And then we got this baggie here. I'm just going to tear it open. I don't think there's, I mean, you're going to throw it away anyway. It's not like you're going to do anything with it. So here's the baggie, okay? So this is the turkey heart, okay? This is, whoa, they gave 2 hearts? What in the world? This turkey had, what? This turkey had 3 hearts? What is this? Why are there 3 hearts in here? I mean, that's a good deal. I like the hearts. And then this is the gizzard, okay? Usually the gizzard is like 2 pieces. So I guess maybe they just separate the turkeys and the innards, and then they just throw whatever amount in there. And this is the liver, okay? All right, that's the liver. That's the gizzard part of it. And then there's 3 hearts here for some reason. And this heart is pretty small. It's like a chicken heart. Interesting. Anyways, I'm going to set this stuff aside. I'm going to throw it into a pot. Give me a second. Let me get a pot and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. We're going to throw those into the pot here. Again, this is just paper. You don't want to eat this, so set that aside. We got the neck. If you want, you can cut it to smaller pieces, but usually people just leave the whole thing like that because people don't really share this piece. But let's go ahead and actually test this knife out. Okay, well, I'm gonna hit the thing. Okay, it's not good for cutting through chicken bones. I mean, it's meant for cutting through tuna, so Not too surprised there. Okay, I mean, usually if you're cutting through bone, you're gonna like hack at it, but I don't want to do that because I'm gonna end up breaking stuff. So I'm gonna break it this way first, and then I'm just gonna cut through to make smaller pieces, okay? Alright, did I not break it all the way? Okay, we'll separate these portions. Okay, usually I don't like cutting through the bones because then it leaves shards that can sometimes stab you in the throat when you're eating it if you're not careful, if you accidentally swallow it. Okay, so let's go ahead now and remove the wings. Okay, these wings are big. Usually you can use like these tips for soup or whatever, and you can use it for whatever you want. Everybody uses things, the ingredients and stuff differently. Okay, let's see, where is the crossbone here? There we go. Okay, cut in between. This knife is making it a little tricky because it's big, so I gotta be careful I don't smack into things if I'm like just cutting at it. Okay, all right, obviously you can just fast forward over if you want to see the end, like how I cut everything up. I'll cook a small dish with it, but yeah. All right, we'll see. There you go. Let's separate the bone portion and cut that off. All right, let's cut off the, what do you call this? There's two portions of wings, if you know, that usually people will eat. The flat, I guess, and then the, whatever you call the other thing, the drum. Okay, separate. You can see where the joint is there, so it makes it easier. This knife is so big, I'm gonna look at this big chicken, well, turkey wing, right? The wing drum is like the size of a chicken drum. Pretty crazy how big this thing is. Okay, it's gonna be hard to find the opening of the bone on this one. Let's see. Find it. Let's just cut more of this out first. Okay. Make it easier. So slippery. Okay. And this is why you don't need to be too scared of birds. You should be able to overpower a bird. I don't know. Right, anyways, let's go ahead and continue removing this other one. Okay. Hey, this drum is much smaller. This bird was right-winged. If that's a thing. Okay, let's go ahead and cut this one as well. Oops. I stabbed my pot. Okay, I need to be careful with this pot. Alright, cut this off as well. There we go. Another drumstick. Alright, and then the actual legs are pretty big. So usually this, you wouldn't leave it as a drumstick if you're gonna cook it like this, okay? Depending how you want to cook it. Let's actually also remove this. So this piece, you have to get to this. I don't know if you can see because it's far zoomed out, but you have this little tab here in the middle and you want to pull that up, okay? So this piece, you pull that, it will bend it, flex it down, and then it comes out. So get rid of that, okay? Then we got the drum and the thigh. Cut around the drum. All right. Okay. Have to cut higher here. The drum is like up here or something. Okay. Oh, there it is. All right. There we go. There's the other drum. Again, you can cut this into like cubes and stuff to make it easier, and you can also separate those. Usually they have those like, I don't know what you call those, like really thin bones or plasticky thing. It's not plastic obviously, but all right. And then there's some feathers still kind of stuck in here, so you can remove those as well. Obviously you don't want to eat those. Okay. So get that stuff out. Interesting that they just kind of fall out pretty easily. Okay, we'll get into this one. Try and separate the thigh here. Okay. Again, I'm going to cut all this meat a lot smaller, and then you'll see it. But for now, we're just cutting it like that. Okay, after I sharpen this knife, actually, it's pretty sharp. At least cutting through the meat and skin portions. I mean, usually you don't cut through bones with a normal knife, so. Okay. Come on. Separate. I'm gonna have to cut the thing a bit more. Make it easier. Somewhere up here. Right. Yep. Okay. There we go. Another drum. This one turkey is gonna fill up that whole big pot. Jeez. Okay. Have to wash the sink down real well again. Okay. Right, there's the other thigh, dark meat. All right, look at, you can tell the difference. This is all dark meat here. Right, that one has no bone. This side I kind of cut too much, didn't cut all of it out. Okay. Alright, then you got the chicken breast meat up here, or sorry, turkey breast meat up here. There's the bone right in the middle, so you want to go slightly off to the side. Okay. Technically, you could also just like rip it out like this, you see, if you wanted to. And scrape all of this. Okay, because now we got all this that's going to be mushed by itself. Okay, you can see there's some. You can see the big color difference. You see that? See how dark it is compared to this one looks like chicken. All right. Go ahead and cut this up. All right, we're just gonna separate it from the bone and then We will worry about cutting it to little pieces later. See that? Look at all that meat that's on there. That's a lot. Okay, 40 cents a pound, even 50, 60 cents a pound. It's good stuff. I don't know why people don't make other stuff with turkey. They usually just roast it. You can do whatever you want with it. You don't have to roast it, or you don't have to just bake it. Okay, you can cook it like every other kind of meat that you cook. All right, look at all that. Okay, there's a lot of bone in here. Ooh, my hands are getting frozen. It's so cold. Okay, you see all this meat? Okay. Get this dark meat out. This portion, I'll cut that. Somebody's here. Look at all that, so much meat on this thing. I'll have to cook some of it up. Maybe I should make some separate bags for the light meat and dark meat. And then usually the part that's really hard to get this off, you can just cut the bones up and then make a broth or stock with it. Okay. Just boil it up. Add some salt, pepper. Look at all that. So much meat on this turkey. My fingers are getting frozen, but okay. All that meat. Still got lots. Getting into the rib bone portion. Okay, oops, sorry, I'm gonna knock you guys over. Right, and then you also got the tail, if you want that. Actually, this is the tail. I don't know what that was, just a big ball of fat. So here's the tail, covered with some of this more skin. Okay, some people like it, some people hate it. Everybody has their preferences. Some people don't eat it because they think it's fat and it's not good for you or something, so, all right. Eating fat is good for you, just don't eat too much of it. All right, I'll cut this out. More meat. Look at all that. Right, there's still a lot of meat on this thing. It's just hard to get now. Once you get to the end, it gets a lot harder to get the meat out. There we go. Okay. Also, there's a cartilage thing here. So this portion here, it's cartilage at the back between the breast meat. I like to eat that part, but it needs to be cooked well and then it just becomes like a crunchy thing. Some people don't like that stuff as well, but that's one of my favorite parts. Okay. There we go. All right, so now that I got all of this, most of the meat out, I'm gonna have to, again, work on chopping it up to smaller pieces. Some more dark meat here. And then I'll cook something up with it. All right, this one's just a big blob of fat. You can toss that if you want, or you can put it into like soup. Just toss that stuff. Okay. Pretty much got most of it. There's like a tiny bit left on the dark meat portion here and stuff. Now I'm cutting into the bone, so okay, there's not much at the center of this back area. It's mostly just the skin. There we go. Okay. And then this portion, I think this was the one that people call like the loin or something, that it's really good. But I don't know, I just throw it all together. All right. A little bit more here. Oh, there's actually quite a bit more there. Removing that from the rib area. Okay, that's quite a bit. Jeez. Alright. Gotta be careful here. Alright, I think the rest will be good for soup. So this portion, I usually will break this in half. Okay, like that. And then separate that. Oh, I guess you can cut it. Okay. And then I usually just put these together and use that for soup. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and cut up the meat. Let me show you the pot first, and then yeah. So here's what the whole pot of meat looks like. It's completely full. This is a giant, I think it's 4-quart pot. All right. Anyways, let me slice it up to smaller pieces, and then I'll see you guys then. Or you can even watch that. I'll be back. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and cut this stuff up. Usually I'll cut into roughly like 1 inch by 1 inch cubes, but it doesn't need to be that size. You can cut however you want. You can grind it up if you want. Some people like to use ground turkey. Okay, whatever you want. I'm using this ginormous knife. Okay, there we go. I'll set that aside, and then usually I'll try and separate like the white meat and dark meats. The dark meat you can cook a lot longer and not worry about it becoming dry. The light meat you kind of want to make sure not to cook it too long or it becomes very dry. Okay, there we go. Come on, cut through that. There we go. It's hard to tell which is which right now because of the lighting. I'm just using the flash from my phone. This one's pretty much all fat, so we can toss that. But fat is pretty good when it cooks down with all the meat. I like the skin portion too. I dropped a piece. I need to go get that real quick. Alright, here's all the skin. We'll cut this into quarters. Okay, and I'm gonna get my actual knife now, like the one I use for cutting meat, not this one, because it's hard to cut this on a little chopping board with this, with the shape of the blade, but it is working. Okay, give me a second, I'll be back. Alright, let's see if it'll be easier with this knife. I haven't sharpened this one in a while, but alright, there we go. This one's light meat. Alright, this one has a lot of fat on it. Fat and a little of the meat. This one was the one that's like behind the thigh portion. Okay. See how much meat this is? Lots of prep. Okay. Maybe I should keep using the big knife. It'll give me some more exercise. Okay. Yeah, the other one would give me a lot more exercise. I'm gonna need a container pretty soon to put all this meat Some more dark meat pieces. Okay. I'll try and I don't know how I'll keep it separated. Some of it's like a slight mix between the two. That's already small enough. Okay. Let's just cut it like that and leave it. We don't need to cut them too small. That's kind of thin pieces. That's the tail. This can be, I'm going to just put that in the soup. Skin, that can go in soup. That can go in soup. It's like part of a tail. Okay, this is a giant chunk of breast meat. Look at that. So much. Oh my goodness. Okay. Set that aside for now. Smaller. Okay, let me get a container and stuff so I can start moving this aside because it's going to take up all the space on the board. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I got 3 bowls to just throw everything in, so let me go ahead and do that. All right, and I'm going to have to also migrate the bones and stuff to the pot, and I'll start cooking the soup and throwing other stuff in as I go. Okay, so this can actually go in the soup, so we'll have 2 bowls with the white meat and then 1 bowl with the dark meat. So here's the dark meat so far, white meat so far. Okay, I'm gonna move all the rest of the meat to another bowl. I'll be back. All right, so here's what we got so far. Okay, all the dark meat's there. I'm gonna fill this with water and then I'm gonna start boiling it. All right, let's fill this with water. Then we'll add more of the pieces as we go. Alright, because the drumsticks are so big, we'll see, maybe we'll cut it and then remove the meat. Or we can just slice it so that it can cook in between. Alright. And yeah, let's fill this with water. And we'll cook it. We're going to add, we'll add salt and pepper to taste as we go. For now, we're just going to leave it plain like this. Okay. And we'll just fill it to cover the bones and everything. Cover it and let it boil and simmer. Okay. There we go. Alright, we got that. We'll just cover it up and we'll boil this. Set it to the highest, let it boil, and then, yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look what we got for the dark meat. We can leave this piece, it's pretty big. What I would do is I would just make a slit in between. Okay, just so it can cook easier if you were to cook the whole thing. Okay, since I'm gonna cook these probably all together. We got the neck bone. Maybe I'll put this in the soup actually so it's easier to get the meat out. Alright, let's actually move this over a little bit here. You can see that bowl, kind of, not really. Okay, got that big one. This is another neck bone. Let me go ahead and put that in the soup. Alright, then we got the little drum. Again, you can kind of just like make little slits in it to make it so it can cook easier. Okay, you don't have to completely separate this. Oh, are you okay, Venus? Going on. So there's that. Alright, this one we can cut up to smaller pieces. The thigh bone, I would cut all this meat off and then I would throw that into the soup. Okay. Oh, why did it like zoom itself in? That's weird. Okay, so we can go ahead and cut all around. Cut around the bone. You can leave a little bit of the meat on for the soup if you want. Okay, basically cut this one out of here. Yeah, I should use the big knife, get some extra exercise from that. Right. Cut all that out. Cut this out. These do have those extra, I don't know what you call those, the ligaments or whatever, that help the muscles, and those you can't eat. Okay, unless you like torched it or something. Okay, so there's still a bit of meat on here, but we'll go ahead and throw that in the pot. Alright, for now I'm going to move these aside just so I have more room on the cutting board. Those are really big pieces. Okay, and then here's the thigh meat. We're going to cut this up into cubes as well. Okay. Cut that up. Alright, it's tough because the camera's in my way. Alright, let me grab the big knife too, just for fun. Alright, we're gonna slice this one open. I need to actually sharpen this one as well a little bit. Go like that so I can cook better. Alright. Alright, we're back with the big blade. Let's go ahead and cut this up. Oh, it's gonna be tough to cut through the skin that way, huh? Let's see. I think I have to put the skin on top to make it easier to cut. Let's see. Yeah, that worked. Okay. Cutting very uneven pieces here. Alright. I will show, like, I'll cook something real quick, like a small amount. I'm not going to cook a lot of it because I actually have a lot of food left over still. So I do need to eat that, but I still need to make this video, so that's what we're doing. Alright. Skin separating. Let's just cut it up to make it faster. We'll cut multiple pieces at once. Go. Camera's in my way, making this difficult, but it is what it is. Alright, got that. Alright, there we go. There. This one as well. It's moving around too much. There we go. Go. Lots of meat here. Okay. These I like to cook whole, the hearts and stuff. So I'm going to throw in there. Same with the liver and the gizzard. I like to find those as I cook, and then it's like, surprise! Got the special one, and then everyone wants it. So at least in my family, everybody wants that. Okay. Okay, that's mostly skin. Not bad. Okay, this one can go in there. Alright, we're gonna separate the bone again from here. This time using this giant knife. Around there. Separate that. Oops, I cut some of the bone out. This one is like the cartilage, so we're gonna throw that in the soup. Okay, I do need to get this a bit more. This one's also like with a lot of cartilage on it, so we'll throw that in the soup. Okay. Alright. Almost done cutting all the dark meat pieces. Minus the big drumsticks. Okay, we'll just separate that. Okay. This one is mostly skin. Oh, this is the tail and stuff. I was supposed to put that in the soup. I was like, what are these pieces? Alright. Slice this up. And yeah, you can use this pretty much like chicken if you want. Or any meat. I don't know why turkey is like always just roasted, I guess, so you can see the whole shape of the bird. And carve it during Thanksgiving. Alright. So much meat. I'm gonna have to separate this into Ziploc bags. Alright. Make it easier. Here's one big drum. Other big drum. This one turkey, that bowl's almost completely filled already. If I add all this meat in there, it will be completely filled pretty much. So again, these pieces I just kind of like cut some slits to make it so it can cook better. And this does have those like ligaments in there, so yeah. Alright, so this one I just cut up. You can see now sauce and whatever will get in it, if whatever you're cooking. This, you could probably just slice it all up. Okay, if you want, you can slice this off the bone, and then you can throw the bone into the soup. Oops, damage the knife and damage the bowl. Let me move this out of the way because I'm going to destroy the knife and the bowl. Okay. And this has all those ligaments in there. Technically, if you cut it small, then you can actually eat them. See this, like there's that ligament. I can't really even cut through. It's hard to cut through that. So we're gonna cut up this way. And that will go into the soup, I guess. There we go. Do I know what I'm doing? Yes and no. Do whatever you want with the meat, alright? Okay, there we go. Got all that. Let's go ahead and start cutting little pieces out. Alright, this one has the ligament, so I'm going to throw that in the soup. Easier to break down the meat and then eat it afterwards. So the soup pot's going to have a lot of stuff in it. I almost knocked the whole thing over. Okay. See this ligament? That's going to be tough. When it cooks down, this part becomes super tough. So if you can get it out, then do it. You can throw that in the soup as well. But, yeah. You know how those ligaments are if you've ever eaten like a turkey leg. Okay. If you cut it up small, you technically won't be too bad if you eat it. Okay. Oops. Sorry, I keep knocking you guys around. Camera's in my way. There we go. See, it has these ligaments. We're just gonna cut them up and they should be okay. That can go in the soup. That's okay. There we go. All right. There we go. This can go in the soup. Almost there. Alright, give me a second. Alright, I'm back. Let's go ahead and continue cutting. Got this guy. Yeah, the drumstick, you can just cook the whole thing if you want to make it a little bit easier and not worry about getting those ligaments, because there's that strong ligament, at least one here. Okay. All right. There we go. Just like that. Okay, we'll throw that in the soup as well, and then we'll figure out this one. See all these ligament things here? This one has more that we can cut off. Yeah. Okay. All this stuff. Okay, let's throw that in the soup. Alright, back. I hope I didn't stop the recording and then forget to turn it on a few times. I feel like I might have. Alright. There's more of these ligaments in this one. That means I might have left a bunch of the ligaments in the previous cut, but that's alright. Okay. There we go. I should put that somewhere else. Let me switch the sides of the bowls. That over there. Then I don't have to reach over across. Okay. Oh, there's a ligament there. See that? Okay. Okay. go. Alright, that whole bowl is like overfilled already. So let me see if I can show you. Got this whole bowl of dark meat. Look at that. Alright, let's start up on the light meat. Oops. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and cut up the giant piece of chicken breast meat. This is ginormous. Okay. Sorry, turkey. I keep calling it chicken. Let me move this bowl before I hit it. Okay. Look at all these big chunks of meat. Jeez. Okay. Oh, there's a little tendon thing in here as well. Might want to look out for those. You can throw that in the soup as well. Look at that, jeez. Okay, so we gotta kind of cube this up, make it easier to cook evenly. Okay. That's gonna keep my forearm strong. Okay. Turn that around. This meat. To lower the stove, it was getting, somehow it's growing. I don't know what's going on. I'll show you what I mean in a bit, assuming the liquid stays up. Okay, we'll have like 3 bowls, almost 3 bowls of the white meat, and then 1 bowl of the dark, or like 1.5 of the light. Wow, this is big. I'm gonna have to cut that in half, cut the ends off. That, cut that in half. Let's turn it this way so the skin is less likely to fly away. Okay. This one's giant too. Okay. Man, I have one more of these to do. I'm not going to record it. You guys already saw the process of one. You don't need to see the process of both. Basically, the same thing will happen. Alright, and then I'm just going to bag them up in quart-sized bags for easier portions when I want to cook. Okay. Wow. Okay, we still have this one and this piece. And that's pretty much all. We cut up all of it other than... Yeah, that's pretty much. We cut all of it up. Okay. Pot sounds like it's boiling. Seems somewhat thin enough to just cut, not shrink, cut even smaller. Almost there. This one, go ahead and cut it a little bit. Let's cut this end off. Have you ever seen anyone cut up turkey like this before? Usually they just do it whole, right? Or grind it up, I guess, if they're making some ground turkey. It just looks like I'm cooking chicken. Okay. And last two pieces. This one has a lot of skin and fat on it. There we go. Alright. Now I'll get the bowls together and then I'll show you. Give me a second, I'll be back. Alright, and there we go. We got these two bowls of white meat and this dark meat. So I just gotta separate it now. Let me show you how the soup's doing. Alright, as you can see, the soup, it's like grew. It's overflowing. I need to get the foam off the top, just scoop it out, and yeah. Alright, still scooping out a bunch of the stuff, but you can see it's getting a lot better. Alright, let's bag up this meat. So I've got a bunch of quart bags. Alright, I have 5 of them. Let's see. So do the dark meat first. The smaller pieces, okay. Oops. We do have the gizzard and heart and all that. Okay. The remainder that doesn't fit in the bags, I'm just gonna cook those. Okay. Uh-oh. The soup is boiling over. Alright, anyways, we got one bag here. Okay, can probably fit a little bit more. Alright, good enough. Let's close that up. And we're gonna freeze this, okay? There's one bag. I'll show you guys all the bags after. I'm gonna put these drumsticks in a pot to cook. Alright, so put the mini drums in the pot to cook later. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab another bag and fill that up. Oh, we'll put the wings in there as well. So we'll have a lot actually of extra room. Okay, so I'll cook the wings and those. Okay, I can split it to less per bag. Do you need to turn on the thing to cook the soup longer? I turned it completely off. Okay, so maybe I should split it. Let's see. We'll figure it out in a bit. Let's go ahead and get the white meat parts. Okay. And I'll probably have to leave a little bit out just for cooking. We'll see. If I can fit, I'll just use one more bag and then should be able to cook the rest. Okay. Pull this out. Need to clean the stove, the liquid that's wiping out. Oops, sorry. Almost knocked you guys down. Take some out. There you go. The other bag's gonna be like mixed white meat, dark meat. Okay. White meat on top. Right, so it filled over about 4 of these quart bags with straight up meat, and then we'll cook a little bit of it. So yeah, let me get a few chunks of, well, we'll cook just the wings because that will take a long time. Okay, so we'll bag this up and we'll freeze it. Maybe I should separate it to smaller portions, but it's all right. Let's see. All right, so that's pretty much it. We got the 4 quarts of turkey meat here. That one's not as full. But there you go. All right, I'm going to freeze these up. We'll finish with the soup, and then we'll cook something in the little pot. I'll see you guys then. All right, it's been boiling a while. I'm going to let it keep going, but as you can see, the water kind of cleared up quite a bit. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cook the other, the little wings and the little drums now. All right, I don't know if both will be able to go at the same time because it's just using regular outlets, but let's try. I'm going to put this on a lower setting, 3, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little fish sauce, or maybe a lot, depending on your definition. Okay, we'll put that. We'll put some pepper. Okay. That's quite a bit for such few pieces, but we'll see. Right, we'll put a little soy sauce. A little more. Okay. And then for color, we'll put some dark soy sauce, right? I like to use this Pearl River Bridge brand. Okay, we'll put a little bit of that. That's good. All right, and we're just gonna stir it all together. Yeah, all right. Grab the thing to stir it up. Use this wooden one. Okay, stir it up. I might have to add a little water to this because since I'm not cooking a bunch, there's not that much water that can come out of this. I'll put like a small amount just so the bottom layer won't burn. That way it can slowly pull the moisture out from the meat. Okay, so let me grab a little more here. Not much, about that. I'll probably have to add more later, but we'll see. Usually the water, actually no, that's plenty. You see how it's, all the water's kind of just coating the bottom now? So I'll kind of move it around. See how the color's darkening up because of the dark soy sauce. Okay. Usually the skin on this doesn't stay dark on the wings. Okay. That's one thing I've noticed when I've cooked this in the past, but we'll see if it does the same thing. You can see how that's staying way lighter than the rest. Okay, let me grab the lid for this. Find where somebody put it. Give me a second. Alright, you can see it's like boiling at the bottom. So we are going to have to rotate it a bit as we go, but we'll let it cook for a while because right now everything's just at the bottom. Okay. And actually, let me see if I can somehow swap this so the drums are both in the middle. There we go. Get that in there. Alright. And to help it cook, we're going to put the lid now to let it steam. So I'll do that, and then we'll be back in a bit. Alright, you can see a lot of the moisture came out of the turkey now. Let's see, we're going to have to flip these, if we can. I'm going to have to use chopsticks because I can't do it with this. Or a fork would work. Oh, it's stuck in there. Jeez. Come on. Okay, you can see it's getting cooked now. In this case, a fork might be easier. But we'll flip this guy over. Let me actually take these. Okay, you can see how dark the chicken wing got now. Looks good. Or turkey wing, sorry. Keep calling it chicken. Flip that one over. And we just gotta get them all in the sauce and water now. Okay, there we go. So they're all cooking. Let it continue for a bit longer. Let's take a look. It's actually losing a lot of the water. I don't want it to burn on the bottom, so I'm gonna put a little more. So that way it can heat more evenly with the steam. Alright, so we'll let it cook a little bit more. Alright, I think it's just about done. You can see what it looks like. It's been cooking quite some time, so let's shut it off. We'll let it cool down a bit, and then we'll give it a taste. I mean, it cooks pretty much, it'll cook pretty much like chicken. You see these small wings look like pretty much chicken drumsticks, but I cut it up to make it easier to cook, make it cook faster. Right? There's a little more sauce at the bottom. If you're cooking it like this, you don't want it to get completely dry or it's gonna burn. But yeah, I'll let it cool down so it's not all hot and steamy burning me, and then we'll give it a try. Alright, you can see it's clearing up even more. I scooped off a lot of the cloudy, oily, fatty stuff. I'm gonna let it keep boiling and then continue. We need to cover it so it can boil more. Alright, so here it is. Should be cool enough to handle. Yep. Alright, let's give it a try. I'm just gonna bite this. Alright. Could have added a little more seasoning to get the inside more, but it's good. A little tougher than chicken. But tasty. Pretty much tastes like chicken, but tougher. Some people like that. So, depending what you like. It's like that, they have a Chinese thing that's called like running chicken or something. That usually they boil it and then eat with, is it like ginger, green onion and stuff? That stuff's pretty good. I think you can do that with this. It would be good. Alright. And that's still boiling. I got most of the oily fat stuff out. There you go. we'll let it keep boiling, and then we'll add some salt and stuff, and it should be good. I tasted the broth already. Pretty much tastes like chicken broth. Alright, scooped out a bunch more of the oils that were on top. Here you go. That's what it looks like. Let's actually give it a try. It has right now no seasoning, it's just pure turkey and water. Ooh, it's good. I don't think they even need salt. It tastes good. I don't know if they put salt in the turkey. Sometimes they inject like salt water in the meats and stuff. I think so. It tastes good as is, but yeah. Alright, I'll continue to let it simmer, very light simmer. It only boils or bubbles when the lid is on, so it's not gonna like overflow. And it evaporates very slow. It passed more than half an hour and you can see how high the liquid still is. So yeah, alright, I'll let it boil for another 4 hours or so. Okay, well, the 4 hours finished. It smells really good in here. It did cloud up. I wasn't here to scoop out the stuff as it was heating, so yeah. Anyways, let's give it a try. Alright, so here's the soup. I'm not adding anything to it, alright? I'm just gonna eat it straight like this. It's basically just the turkey, bones, and other small things with meat, like a little bit of meat. The skin, some fat, and yeah, just boiled that in tap water. Okay. It's good. I'm sure even with a little salt it'd be even better. Let me add a little bit. Okay, this probably won't be enough, but okay, let's see. I'm sure that will make it even tastier. Maybe even if I wanted to put some MSG, but I think just that little bit of salt will be good. Yeah, that's good. It's a nice soup. So yeah, do that with the bones and everything, or do something else with it if you have some other ideas. But it tastes really good like this. Turkey's really good. Nice, cheap for the amount of meat. Very good deal. Yeah, you can make a lot of stuff with it. You can make ground turkey if you wanted to, if you have a thing to grind it, or just chop it really fine or whatever. Do what you want with it. Cook it however you want. I like to cook it like chicken. If you're using the white meat portions and stuff, I would recommend don't cook it too long. If you cook it too long, it becomes dry and tough. If you cook it like not too long, it'll be good. But then you gotta worry a little bit more about the bacteria aspect or whatever. So yeah, do what you want. I've tried where I cooked it slightly under and it tastes really good and very tender. But if you cook it too long after that, reheat it and stuff, it starts becoming tough. So anyways, excuse me, that's that. The soup's very good. It's just a broth. Obviously you can add in vegetables and all that other stuff, but just as is, this tastes really nice. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Probably shouldn't have separated the bones and stuff now, because now the soup got extra cloudy. But here you can see, now the bones, all the meat just slides off, and you're left with these little bones. So pick them out, make sure you don't accidentally swallow them. If they're tiny bones, actually, if you boil it long enough, they turn soft enough. Let me see if I can eat this. See? You can eat the ends of it. I mean, usually you don't want to do that because it doesn't taste too great. But you can. Alright? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Great use of the turkey. Turn it into like a chicken soup. And yeah, cook it how you would normally cook chicken. It's turkey, but just treat it like chicken. Alright, that's it. See you guys later. Bye. Alright, now's your chance to make a wish. Pick a side. Whichever one breaks, that's the winner. Alright. We got the left in the hand here and the right here. I'm going to pull. Pick a side. Ready? Go. The bone's too soft. What if I do this? Is it still going to break that side? Both sides just bend. So it's not going to break. Give me a second. I need two hands. Okay, now's your chance. Left or right? Pick one. I'm going to pull both. Here you go. The right side wins. Alright, I extracted majority of the bones, as you can see. And here you can see now the soup's all cloudy with all the shredded up meat and stuff. So yeah, there you go. Alright, tastes really good. All it needs is salt. I didn't even have to add anything like onions or other stuff, but obviously if you want to add some veggies, do that, because that's good too. You can add onions, green onion. You can add some potatoes and carrots if you want. Celery, turn it into like a soup. But yeah, this is pretty good. So there we go. I know I keep saying that's it, but okay, that's it this time. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.